Hey y'all, what's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, where you find yourself to be in the world. Today is Monday, March the 30th. Okay, cool, whatever. And got that out the way. So this message is for LG. And LG specifically, but y'all go ahead and stick around and make it look. And if you got LG products and you've had this experience, you'll feel me on this, right? So in the year of 2024, we purchased, in the summer of 2024, spring summer, we purchased a LG ThinQ refrigerator. The refrigerator's on the top, the freezers are on the bottom. We have two freezers, they're on the bottom, whatever. Great refrigerator. Spent an obscene amount of money, in my opinion, for a refrigerator, but we bought it because we needed a refrigerator. This is not my first time purchasing an LG product, so for everybody who is going to say, oh, your first mistake was buying LG, move around. Because let's be clear, all appliances, I don't care if you get a Whirlpool, a GE, a Frigidaire, whatever, somebody's going to have an issue with it. It's all about how the company chooses to handle it, right? So this refrigerator, we have not had it for a full 2 years yet. 4 weeks ago on a Tuesday night, while we were asleep, the refrigerator decided to stop cooling. Now, if you have any LG products or any newer products that have smart technology, the appliance is supposed to throw a code. Then throw a code. It still said the freezer was at its temp, the refrigerator was at its temp. I didn't necessarily go in the refrigerator that morning to get anything out because we have a nugget ice maker. So I fill my cup up with ice. I get the water from the refrigerator. I'll go about my business, not go to work. Come home Wednesday, and this is when you figure out that the refrigerator is kaput or is not cooling properly, because it wasn't necessarily warm yet inside the refrigerator or the freezer. It just was not cooling properly because the frozen fruit that we had in the top freezer, because the frozen fruit that we had in the top freezer and the ice that we have in the little ice bucket thing that's in there had completely melted. So we get ice, whatever. We put in a service request for the refrigerator to be serviced because it's not cooling. It's other than that, my husband was listening to see if the compressor was coming on, if the fan was coming on, nothing. We didn't hear any of those things, and it was not cooling, right? Put in the service request. The service person came out on the following Thursday and said this is what's wrong with the refrigerator. Said that the Wi-Fi board was gone. Now that don't make no sense. Why would the refrigerator not be cooling because the Wi-Fi ain't connected? Can't connect. Don't make no sense to me. Whatever. But then he also said he's going to also replace the main board to the refrigerator on a Thursday. He comes back the next week on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and he replaces said boards. That man was in and out of our house in like 20 minutes. He put those, because I was watching on our camera, because I wanted to hear what he was saying, because I have been feeling like this whole time our refrigerator is gone, that we spent all that money, haven't had a refrigerator for 2 years yet, and the refrigerator is just gone. And it is, living without a refrigerator is it's exhausting. It whatever. That man packed up his book bag and left. About 5 to 10 minutes after he left. Didn't stick around to make sure that it had no problems. Nothing. Told my husband, oh, just put a bottle of water in the freezer. If it freezes, Give it 24 hours to see if it freezes, and then if it does, then everything is cool. He leave. 5-10 minutes later, my husband said he heard the board pop, and the refrigerator went out. Refrigerator stopped working completely after the man put the boards in. Same day, right after the man leaves, right after that happens, he calls the service people and is like, yo, the refrigerator went out. It does not work. There was a pop and it stopped. Them people ain't been back to the house yet. We have an active service request. I reached out to LG, on Instagram, and we're gonna make sure this is a priority, and yada yada woot woot, lies. But we see there's an active request. Lies. Where is that? Where he at? Anybody been to my house? Anybody called my husband? Anybody emailed my husband or me, sent a text message? Nothing. A dog whistle? Nothing. 4 weeks. This week will make 4 weeks on a refrigerator that we have not had for 2 years. Make that make sense? Why is it so difficult to get your service department to come and service your equipment? It is under warranty. Mind you, it's under warranty. Do you know how hard it is to run a household of 5 people and 2 dogs, and you don't have a refrigerator? You got a cooler. You're spending money on ice. You can't fully grocery shop how you want to grocery shop. You're spending gas going back and forth to the store. We don't have to buy a deep freezer that we was not finna buy. Money has been spent on top of the almost $4,000 we spent on that refrigerator. The money has been spent. I want my refrigerator fixed. Y'all need to give me another refrigerator. How many times do you got called a service department? How many tickets got to be put out? What is the purpose of saying, we're going to make this a priority. I'm going to keep an eye on. I'm going to watch this. I'm going to watch it to make sure somebody gets out there, because this should not be happening. I'm sorry for your inconvenience. You're inconveniencing me. I am inconvenienced. My kids have been inconvenienced. My husband has been inconvenienced. Going on 4 weeks now. Why is it that the only actual service person that works for LG, there's only one person in our area? So they're using a third party, right? Mind you, I don't have beef with the customer service representatives, because they just doing their job. The service people are just doing their jobs. My issue is with the company as a whole. You don't have enough people working. Why are the people who service your appliances, why are they not in vehicles that have parts? Even if you are using a third party, that third party should have the parts. You should not be making people wait weeks for parts. For a refrigerator, this is not a microwave. It's a refrigerator. I want it fixed. Like, it needs to be fixed. It needs to be fresh out the box fixed. Hello?